What's good? What's good? What's good? We are back with another hot live stream. It's your guy Travelmatic with Matic Mondays. And if this is your first time checking us out, we talk about all things remote work, digital nomad, transferring your skills. If you want to travel and work at the same time, all of that. We show you how to put it all together and get your bags and go. Go. But if you are returning, man, we back. I know it's been a while. I've been gone. I went to a little place called Cuba, which I had a cool little time. That was my not once, not two, not three. That was my fourth time. Fourth time going to the beautiful country of Cuba. That is one of my favorites. Love Cuba. So I got some content coming. But you know, man, I still work. So I got to pay the bills first and then get to this editing, man, and all that stuff, man. But you know, yeah, share the video. It's coming. The videos are coming. So but you see, my co-host is not here. Tiffany is not here, but we have someone special stepping in. I have been checking this young lady out for a while. She got her own channel. She got her little remote work thing going on. And I said, man, I got to we put this together in like an hour. You know, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to just cancel again. Like, we have to go on a hiatus until we get all our schedules together. But Kyla put it together for us. And I appreciate her so much for stepping in. Give it a round of applause for Miss. Yo, so Kyla, right here. Yo, so Kyla, she is in the building, baby. Thank you for coming through for your guy. I'm telling you came through for your guy. Because I just didn't know what to do, man. Sometimes when I don't have Tiffany, I don't know what to do. You know, she runs the show. You know, she guides it. She moves it. So, you know, y'all don't come here for me. Y'all don't come here for me. I know that. So I got someone to step in that is going to fill those big shoes. So tell them about yourself, Miss Kyla.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Travelmatic, for inviting me to your show here at the last minute stepping in. I'm glad I was able to step in for you because, I mean, even though we work remote, it's busy. You're still like really, really busy. I know my schedule is definitely very busy. I'm on vacation for the meantime, so I have, some time in between, but still busy. But my name is Kyla. I go by Yo Soy Kyla on my YouTube channel. I'm from England, but I was born in the United States, Florida to be exact. I am Cuban American descent. I have lived in a few different countries, from England to Italy to Germany, United States. Currently now in Dominican Republic is where I live now. So I love to travel. I've traveled to 23 countries around the world. What else about me? I just love the hot weather. I love the beach. I'm just a free spirit. Um, I'm now trying to help other people to be able to travel to other countries, get that passport if you haven't. And the most important thing, which we'll be discussing this evening, is working remotely. So, yes.
Right. You know, I thought you was like a trapper or something, like you was, you was doing, like, I didn't know what you was doing. You was a trapper. You sold Avon on the side. I didn't even know you was working remotely there.
Absolutely. Yes.
I didn't see. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to create this live stream, like, and find a topic to talk about that's beneficial to a lot of people. And I found that, like, in these groups and along these travel groups and stuff, that nobody know how they doing it, how they making money, and it's just like, you traveling, but how you doing it,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like you not only you traveling, you living. Like every time I see you in the campo or you up on the porch, you know, got the motos flying by, and I'm like she's always in DR, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
you in the river, and but now just chilling in the river, like, and I'm like, she done saved up some money or something, and you know, just say I saved up my money, I'm out here living my best life on savings. But you like, yeah, I'm remote. And I'm like, for real.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get you on here. Like I did not, I swear I did not know you worked remotely from DR.
Yeah, for a while now. For a while.
Okay,
Yep.
how long have you? I mean, I probably known you since pandemic days, like 2019, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. And that's exactly when I actually started my YouTube channel was in 2019.
Mhm.
Before it was before the pandemic hit. But once the pandemic hit, at that time, that's when I did start looking into, which I'm sure a lot of people did, start looking into like remote work.
Mhm.
And at that point, I was in the, how do you say? I was on my way to moving to DR during the pandemic. And then sometimes I had to come back because I was like, okay, I need to send, I wanted to ship like a lot of things there, but that was like backed up and taking time because of the pandemic. It's like everything was just, as everybody knows, it just pushed back. Everything was just
Mhm.
pushed back. So I'm like, okay, I'm still going to go here, be here 6 months at a time, make sure this is somewhere that I do want to live because I've been traveling to DR since 2018, making sure, that was somewhere where I wanted to live before I decided to settle there, which was in the middle of the pandemic. And so when I decided to do it, especially when I found a remote job, I'm like, I'm good to go. Already have money, saved up way before, I decided to go and went ahead and made that move. Something just told me just to do it, just to do it. I speak Spanish fluently, so that wasn't a problem for me. I knew people there. I have family there. I have friends there. Um, so that wasn't a problem. They were helping me look for places, different things like that. So it was pretty smooth. It was pretty smooth, I have to say.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
but why DR?
Good question. So my first plan was Puerto Rico. Okay, I have family in Puerto Rico. Also, I always go to Puerto Rico. That was my first plan, was going to Puerto Rico. But when it started in the area that I was moving, I went to Puerto Rico and then I had an appointment like 2 weeks later to speak to this realtor. So I went to Dominican Republic during that time to go spend time with family and friends. When I came back, the place that I wanted, there was a shootout on that street, like a drug bust went wrong. It was all on the news. 3 bodies were in the street. So for me, it was like, dang, no. Not only that, before I had went to Dominican Republic, I would go work out, go do Zumba. And they had like this outdoor basketball court in Fajardo, because that's where I was looking to live in Fajardo, Puerto Rico, for any of you that are familiar.
Mhm.
And we went and it was an outdoor basketball court. We were there doing Zumba. And I remember when I was there with my son's aunt, basically, it was just like this bad smell. We were like, "What is that smell?" Like no one knew what that smell was, and it was horrible. Like it was a smell I can't even describe. But it was like you couldn't even focus because it was like this strong odor. So I went to DR 2 days after, 2 days after working out there. And then my aunt had called me and she was like, "Do you remember everybody when we were working out? There was like that bad odor that we smelled." I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "There was a body like laying not too far to where we were working out. It was a dead body, this man's body." And so that was strike two for me. And I'm like, well, dang, what's going on? So it was just a big difference from DR. You don't really hear of anything like that in DR, dead bodies being found here, a drug zone. I know, like, not saying that DR is perfect, but it's a complete different from Puerto Rico and things that I've seen there. Obviously, too, with the money, you know, it's definitely much cheaper in Dominican Republic than it is in Puerto Rico. But that just put a bad taste in my mouth when I was in Puerto Rico and those things were happening, you know, in that area. And like I said, I just feel, you know, my money stretches further in DR and it's more peaceful. It's not, I feel like with between PR and DR, it's a difference. I do feel like, and it is, PR is more Americanized than Dominican
Mhm.
Republic, but just the people are all out in the street. You know, you're not seeing all these stores that are similar to the United States, like Walmart, you know, Panda Express, things that you see in, you know, Puerto Rico. I wanted to feel like I lived in a different country, not like I was like back in the States. So
Mhm.
for me, yeah, I was like definitely Dominican Republic for me. So that's why I chose DR.
This is so crazy. Okay, in the near future, I'm looking at moving abroad somewhere or just having more extended stays somewhere. And one of my first thoughts was um, Puerto Rico. Now you say Fajardo. I know where Fajardo.
Hmm.
That's like when you close, when you can take that ferry to like to the two islands over there. So
Yes.
it's more like the airport is to the right of the airport. It's going away from San Juan.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's
Hmm.
the beautiful beaches over there. Seven Seas, I think I went over there. Seven Seas Beach or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So I know that, but I'm surprised that you saw a lot of killers in Fajardo.
Fajardo. And they said that is something that is not normal there.
It's
It
not
just
normal. Okay,
it's not normal. No,
okay.
no, 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 no,
Now
no, no, no,
San
no.
Juan, yeah, I can see that.
Yes, exactly. It happens a lot in San Juan, but not in Fajardo.
Yeah.
No.
Um, yeah, so it's funny I mean, you kind of picked that same pack because you it's kind of a cheat code, you know. You get the island life, but you still can work and function in a US um not time zone, but
Like
working
territory.
time zone, working
Oh
area.
yeah.
You're still
Mhm.
allowed to work there
Mhm.
because it's a US territory. So it's kind of like
Mhm.
a little cheat code. Um,
Exactly.
but you said something about gosh, I lost my thought. The Puerto Rico and DR, there are a lot of Dominicans actually there in because
Puerto Rico.
they are rocks throw away from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned that Puerto Rico. I have to kind of take that in consideration because I've always had cool times there, and
Yeah, it's very
I've
beautiful. Yeah.
been to Crash Boat Beach, which is on Anguijo, Anguijo, I think, but I forgot the name of it. I've been all around that whole island. I took the time to drive around, and I went to Fajardo and um, more central
Hmm.
to some places in there. So I really liked it, but yeah, I've heard it can be dangerous, but DR can be the same as well too.
Hmm.
Um, so you went to DR, and then where did you settle? Where was like your first spot? Was it Santo Domingo or?
When I went to go visit, it was Santo Domingo, but my first spot, like settling, living, Santiago, and it's still Santiago now.
Oh, this like I wanted to pick a photo. This is in Santiago, like downtown Santiago. This photo where I'm on the rooftop.
That actually looks familiar. That actually looks familiar.
Yeah, it's an
That area.
Airbnb. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah.
I don't know where I was at. It's more central downtown located.
Hmm.
Um, near a mall that has like bars and stuff like that in it. Uh,
Yeah, it's I know they're doing like a lot of construction in that area. Now they're building like more apartment complexes. If I'm thinking
mhm.
of the same spot.
Great spot. Yeah,
Is
really
it like
great
when
spot.
your elevator comes to the room, it opens and then you're right in your room?
No, 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 no. This is like a
Oh, I'm thinking
condominium that
about a
has like two
different.
buildings, two popular buildings. I forgot the name of those buildings. Um,
I'm thinking of something else. It's
Um,
an Airbnb, but when the elevator goes up and you click the number to your room, when you come to your as soon as the elevator opens up, there's your room. Like you don't have to walk down a hallway to or open the door. It's like the elevator opens up and then you're in your room. And I think those are 100 a night.
this was about not bad, like 45 a night. It's called
Ah, okay.
Soha, Soha
I've
suite.
heard of Soha.
Yeah,
Okay. No, I'm thinking of something completely different.
yeah. There's a Soha 1 and a Soha 2. I think I was
Okay.
in I got the photo here. Soha, I think I was in Soha Suites 2 or something like that. But really
Mm,
nice building. And had the swimming pool on the rooftop. But I know what I was about to
mm.
say, the difference in DR and Puerto Rico too, because like you said, like the Walgreens and they have like over 100 Walgreens on this freaking.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They
It's
got
some
about 100 McDonald's. You talking about an island now, like where
and a small island,
it's
smaller
only
than
like what 20, maybe like I mean major towns, like maybe 10 major towns. So it's like 10 Walgreens in San Juan alone.
mm-hmm.
Like 20 McDonald's, 20 Burger Kings, 20 Church's Chicken,
Yes,
20
everything
Popeyes.
that you have in the States. So yeah.
I'm like, yo, what is up with this? Like, there's really a serious problem over there with, and a lot of the farmers are being impacted because, the eggs came from, I seen some eggs from Georgia. Like, I'm in Georgia now. Like, I'm like, these eggs came from Georgia. Like, and so that's
Wow.
why things are so expensive over there because they import a lot of things. They kind
And
of,
the same with DR, there's a lot of foods and stuff that are imported that you see in the stores because I'm like, oh, this is the type of ice cream I eat, or the popcorn in the bag with the M&Ms, and I'm like, I know this is not from Dominican Republic, and
yes.
it's from the States, but I'm like, dang, like almost $5 for this bag of popcorn, the candy popcorn with the M&Ms, or like the caramel popcorn, and it's just like, ugh. So, I mean, there is obviously the food that's imported from the States is going to be more
Mhm.
money, and they do have, especially in the tourist areas like Puerto Plata, for example, their stores look more different than the stores in
La Vega.
Santiago or La Vega. Yeah, like what they sell in the store, because I'm like, oh, I go to Puerto Plata, I'm like, oh, they have this maple bacon, and they have this, like,
Hmm.
just,
Hmm.
the type of foods that are from the States. So,
Right.
but you're going to be paying more.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And so you also hit on some interesting things too. So you said I picked DR. Now you saved up money, like you didn't go to DR with a remote job.
no,
Okay. So you
no, I
saved
mean,
up
I
some
mean,
money.
yeah, I just, have my money saved up,
Right.
and, but I was still working.
You was you working remotely or
I was working remote before I got there.
oh okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's the transition part that I'm trying to. I don't know how that will be once I get to that point. Will I be? Because I work contract for. I'm an IT contractor for the federal government right now.
Okay.
So that's another thing with the cheat code of working in Puerto Rico.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So um, you know, ideally I want to stack up, and I'm saving money as much as I can right now.
Hmm.
But when that time comes when I want to um, maybe travel more often, you know, I always tell people like you don't really have to. I need to make the money that I'm making right now in the U.S. unless nobody eats. But
Yes.
when I get to a point where I'm not so many people are not dependent on me and I can live my life and solely worry about myself, you don't have to really worry about making a lot of money in places like DR. You
Right.
um, you can make $15 an hour in DR
And be
and
good.
and be good,
You
living
sure
really nice.
can. I mean, I have a good friend. He works. at a call center in Santiago. And this is true when I say this.
I'm about to say, hold up now, hold up. He
Let me
making
let me
pesos?
no, no, because it's a call center, but he speaks to a lot of American people from the United States, like from Florida, Miami.
Uh,
So it's an international job, I guess you can say, because he is speaking to clients and helping clients in the United States. But when he told me how much he makes, and I was like, no, I got to see proof of this because I didn't believe it, and he did. He makes $3 an hour. He's been working this job for almost 3 years now. $3 an hour. And he told me, Kyla, like that's good. That's good for living here. I said, $3 an hour? He was like, that is good money for living here. There are people that make less. And I had to do my research, and it is true. He is making better money than a normal Dominican in DR because there's some people only making a dollar something an hour. Like it's and then just to see how expensive, obviously inflation has, prices have, risen in the DR too, for chicken, for beans, for rice, for
mm-hmm.
like important necessities that people need. And, like people I know that I'm close to in my family, they're working from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night and on a weekly basis only making $33 a week.
Mm.
And this is like doing like hard labor. This is like doing fixing cars, you know, painting a whole car, construction. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy how much people are making, and you look at that and you're like, wow, that's it. I wonder why you see so many people begging so much on the beaches and in the street, kids selling candy or mangoes or fruit, avocado, like aguacate, whatever on the street trying to make a living. And at first I'm like, dang, this is annoying because they know me. They think I'm Dominican, but as soon as I'm entering a store coming out, all eyes are on me. And I'm speaking Spanish and I speak Spanish fluently. And I'm just like, how do they know? Like I'm trying to blend in. Like people do think I'm Dominican, but they think I'm Dominican American, like I'm from the States visiting. That's what they think. And they come to me, I be with a whole group of Dominican people and everybody looking at me. And what they say, they're like, it's because the way you dress, Kyla, you always have your makeup done, your dress. That's not something like a normal Dominican woman there does. Just my way of dress is just different.
Mm-hmm.
They know, like they know, like
They
even
know.
if when I lived in England, they knew I lived there all my life. They knew I was American by the way I dress because they're like, okay, they don't dress like that here. So, they know, but it was a point where I was always giving people money, not a lot, pesos, giving like, 500 pesos here, 100 pesos there. If I had it, I'll give it. But then, there were some people telling me not to continue doing that because you're not teaching the people there to work. You're teaching them to beg. You're not
Mm.
teaching them, hey, you need to go work and make money. They just think, oh, since she gave me money and he gave me money, I could just do this every day. So they're like, you're not helping the Dominican people by constantly putting money in their hand. They need to go work like everybody else is. So yeah. So I
Mm.
don't do it as much. But yeah, they do not make anything. It's not everybody. There are some people that do
Hey,
make
I'm gonna
th- you
I'm gonna tell
know
you. I don't know how these Dominican getting this money, but they're Ferraris. There's Lamborghinis.
yes, yeah.
There's Mercedes G wagons. A lot of
Mhm.
them in DR.
Mhm. Yeah, there's some people out there that do make money. Not everybody's struggling. Not everybody. But, I would say 50%. 50% of people do have good jobs, 50% of people they're struggling. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's like a
definitely
50-50.
it's definitely a 50-50. There's no 30-30-30.
Yeah.
There's no middle
No, no,
class.
no, no, no,
You
no.
either poor, tin roof gang poor, or you in the high rise like I'm in right here. G
Yeah.
wagon parked down underneath the building. Like it's really interesting. That DR is probably the most. I just was talking to Big J about this.
Mhm. Where's
DR is
Big
probably the
J?
most interesting Latin country that I've been, and I've been to a lot of Latin countries. They are by far in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing you mentioned about this wage in the cost, because most people say, you know, if you want to work remotely, if you want to work abroad, don't work making pesos. So
Yeah.
I'm learning something new today too. But this is very similar to El Salvador. It's so funny how these colonizers always colonizing, throwing a rock and hide in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because in El Salvador, they have U.S. companies that this young lady I met, she told me they make $1.50 an hour was like high wage
Wow.
because they have the U.S. currency there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said $1.50. She said, "Yeah, that's on the high end. Like you can really make it like you can make like $1.10 an hour. I'm talking about in a full fledged cost, and you ain't like you in a sweatshop, you know." So it's funny how we we look at China and say, you know, they need to have stronger labor laws and this. They have minimum
Mm-hmm.
sweatshops, but you got people in El Salvador. I think she had worked. You got AT&T, you got Honey Baked Ham. She told me some. They was like, if you at AT&T, you can make $1.50 an hour. It was like they pretty much like, if you work at AT&T, then you can make $1.50 an hour. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
I'm like, all right, all right, all right. She's like, yeah, I used to work there, but they work you like a slave.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And
I'm
these
sure they
call centers, I'm
do.
like, and so people really can't like they live. You know, when you need to find a way, you make one.
Exactly. And I mean that's true. That's true too. You know, they'll see you. I mean, you could befriend some people and they'll act like, oh, you know, I don't have money for this or have money for that. But you'd be like, hey, when I wasn't here, I know you were able to get what you wanted. You know what I mean? It's like you see somebody that has money and you know that they'll offer to help you, but it's just like, okay, if I wasn't here right now, so if I wasn't here to help you, how would you be able to get this or how would you be able to get that? They make a way, they find a way.
Mm-hmm.
I've tested people out to be like, okay, so you need $100 to do this or to get this, and then they're like, can you help me? No, I can't at the moment. And then check on them a week or two later and be like, oh, how did everything? Oh, yeah, I was able to get it. See,
Mm-hmm.
they probably had to go hustle harder or do whatever they had to do, but
Mm-hmm.
they got it some way, somehow. You know, people they hustle. Dominicans know how to hustle. They don't fool me a bit. They don't fool me a bit. So it's just I know how it works. I knew how it works before I even moved there. Like, you know, I come from a Latino background too. I've seen people in my family hustle and do whatever they had to do to make it. So I mean everybody, not just Latinos, people of other ethnic groups too. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing is it's just like, you know, you can't come to me with a sob story. You have a roof over your head. You're not living on the street. There's nothing that you can tell me. I know if you need something, you'll find a way to get it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about no new iPhone, no new computer, no new Air Force Ones, whatever. Like the materialistic things, because they'll see an American or someone with something and they're like, oh, you know, I would love something like that, but do you need it? Because no one around your neighborhood or no one around here is walking around with that. So why do you need it? So it's just, you know, I think social media just comes into it a lot. What they see, what a lot of Americans in the United States are doing, or what they're wearing, or, you know, family and friends coming there blinged out with jewelry and rings and all types
Mm-hmm.
of things, and they want to live like that too. So
Right,
yeah.
right. Let me do some shout outs here. People in the chat
Okay.
that have blessed me with their time. We got Mitch. Is that J Mitch? I think that may be J Mitch.
Mitch.
If that's not, my apologies. But welcome, Mitch.
I know who
You
J
know
Mitch
you.
is.
We
Nick
got Razor
Will.
Rays. What's good? What's good? Check Razor Rays out, man. He got that. He got that interesting content. He got that jazz music. Like when you hear that jazz music in the background, on not the lives, but he do the record. He do the short, and that jazz music come on. You know somebody done died, drugged, robbed, freaking something bad done happen, boy. He got to have like the other side of the coin, like something good happened. He got to have that upbeat music, so we just know automatically, like, because when you hear that, you like, oh shit, somebody got scope, man. And then Razor Ray coming like, hey guys, we have another one in Medellin. Yep, another scoping. That's my guy, man. Razor Rays be having it. He had y'all lit in there, boy. Chat. We got Jaws. What's good, Jaws? We got Tony Hernandez. Oh man, they dropping the flowers for you.
Hola.
Yeah, how is Ralphie and the fam?
Más o menos, pero bien, good. They're doing good.
Yeah. You got Jaws. American companies have been exploring Central America for a while. Look at the United Fruit Company up and Guatemala up.
Hey, Jaws. Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So so you was working already over there. Okay. Yeah, so like with the wages and stuff, it was another thing you brought up offline too about teaching English.
Yes.
What's his name? He's kind of popular in these YouTube. He's in Santo Domingo. You may know him. I think his name is Chris or Sims or
I think I've been on his channel once. He did interview me once.
Guy.
Has a low hair haircut.
I forgot
Where
his name.
is he?
Yeah, he'd be really low key. He had me and him chopped it up on the live or something. He said, "I'm subscribed to your channel," and I checked him out. And he was like, he does. I think he teaches in a school.
I know who you're talking about. Yes, I think it is Chris. It's been a while since I've even seen him post a video, but I've been on his show a few times and on his live Zooms where he has. I mean, he was great. He even had like some Dominican women from New Jersey, New York, who would come on his Zoom, and I would help him with teaching them English, and he would just ask me some questions.
That's his name,
Chris Dogan. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Lifeaville. Yes, it's Chris Dogan, and he did great lives and also videos talking about how if anyone is interested, they can teach English, over in DR. And that was something that, to be honest, I did look into at first because I've lived from military base growing up, England, Germany, Italy. And I've worked with kids for over, 20 years. I've worked with military kids in a youth program. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot of the kids too, because in the military, you have people that are from different countries. Not everybody speaks great English. I've even, taught active duty members English because, their English wasn't good. So I wasn't certified or anything to teach English, but, just helping people out, with conversation practice, which was the main thing. So I even noticed when going over to DR, everyone wants to learn. A lot of people want to learn English. They really, really do. I've had Haitian people. I'd be sitting there, in front of the Fam Bam's house, and Haitian people from across the way. I would be on the phone just talking to a friend from the States or family, and I'm speaking English, and they would approach me and be like, "Oh, you speak English? Oh my goodness. Like, please," they'd be polite, but they'd be like, "Are you going to be here tomorrow? I would just like 20 minutes of your time just to help me." And I'm like, "Oh, wow. Okay." So I know a few Americans that do teach English at at schools in DR. A few, I want to say at least five, that do teach English. And for them, I don't know how much they're making. I have volunteered and helped in a school in Santiago. And for me, being from the United States, I was making more money than the average Dominican teacher. They were like, I'm sorry, it's not much, but I mean, it was decent, not something that just to be like the only job to work to, live off. You would definitely have to have a second job because it was getting paid in pesos. It was in dollars, but it was more pesos than the average Dominican teacher, working at a Catholic school that I volunteered to work. And then it came to me like basically working for 3 months, just stepping in for teachers if they needed me to. And I have fun because I love kids. I've worked with kids all my life. But then again, it's like that's not something I wanted to do long term. My plan was to move to DR and work remotely from my computer where I don't have to get up and go into a 7 to 5 job or whatever. And so that is what, I kept as my main job, which was being a travel agent, which I had got that job over the time when COVID hit. And, it was slow in the beginning because of COVID, but as things started to open up, more countries and places, man, I was busy, booking it. And, I love to travel. So that was something that I was able to get into. And a lot of the people that I worked around, they all lived in different countries also. So it was awesome. I felt that was a good remote job to do.
Okay. So you're not doing that anymore.
Oh, no, I am.
Okay. So that's an interesting segue because you're already doing it. It's funny. I was just talking to one of my friends about like a travel agent. Why would I need a travel agent? Personally, me, right?
Right.
But there are some people because I was talking about itineraries and doing group travel and stuff because I see these group travel things and I'd be like, man, you spend how much to go to just like I just went to Cuba. Some people would charge you without the flight. They'll charge you maybe $1,200, $1,500 per person.
Wow.
Well, like 1,200 dual occupancy, single 1,500 for like I went there for 6 days or whatever. Like they'll do that, and I look at the itinerary and I'm like, what? Like the cost of some of those things maybe like per person maybe $200. So let's say it's 1,200. You got 1,000 left after all the, they do the dinner and they say the free the breakfast, which is like $5 a person. You spend about another $50 or so. Cuba is not expensive.
It's not. I've been there twice. It definitely is not.
Yeah, the most expensive is the taxis going back and forth. They'll knock your head off.
Yeah.
But other than that, the food is cheap. The events and stuff is cheap or no cost at all. Clubs is cheap. So it's it's something I was just thinking about, like with helping people. I'm like, I don't know if I want to help people. Like, do people really need help? People really need help with planning a trip.
And for me, like if someone was like, hey, can you find me a flight from New York to DR? It's like, no, you can do that. Like, it's simple to find a flight. Now, if it's like a group trip, like you want to do a group trip to Dubai or a group trip to Thailand, and you need like a pickup service, you need a hotel, you need like things like that, then yes, I will help with that. But some people, it's like, I'll call that airline for you if there's certain people that want to fly certain airlines. Like, I only fly Southwest, I only fly American Airlines, whatever like that. I could call and then I give them, my agent number and be like, hi, can you look up a flight on this day at this time, for my customer? And then they do that, and then they'll let me know, oh, this day at this time, the cheapest flight would be this amount, 250 or 300, depending where this person, my client lives in the US
Okay.
or what country, and it just goes from there. But I usually don't book flights. I usually just, if it's a group trip where a whole bunch of, or like, female saying, oh, I'm having or a man having a bachelor party and him and his boys, it's a group of 20, then, go that way. Cause then, it's like a percentage that's taken off for each person, especially if they're flying like way across the country. Football games, basketball games, baseball games. I'm able, I help get tickets for those events. Practically anything really. But yeah, just for like a normal flight from the US to one country, I'm just like, you'll probably find something, we'll probably be finding like the same flight, if you and I like go online, or if I go on my website and look at the flight. But also, what was I about to say? Some people just don't like to, they don't want the hassle of having to go online and look up flights. Some people just don't like doing it.
Mm-hmm. Right,
And
right, right.
or like trying to find like a hotel. They're like, have you been to this country? Yeah, I've been to this country. Have you been to this city in this country? And if I have, I'll let them know, and I'll be like, can you tell me where the best places to go? Or, and I would say, oh, I think you should go here because they have this here. The restaurants are closed, the clubs, you know, whatever it
Mhm.
is that they want to do. And so, yeah.
Okay. So, how many hours do you work like online? You work a lot of hours, or oh, you do? Okay.
Because my phone is going off all the time. My phone is going off all the time. So, people are emailing me, people are calling me to book trips. I work around the clock. Like, and lately, with it being summertime, as soon as May hit, that's when I went ghost. Like YouTube and everything, because yeah, just helping people just book trips. Book trips. But then I have webinars. We have where in Atlanta, Georgia, or sometimes in Dallas, Texas, where we have conferences that I need to fly to. It was perfect that I came to the States during this time because my son, I had conferences here around this time in Orlando, in Miami for, with the travel, for the travel agent group. And it was perfect for me for that. But yeah, sometimes I do have to make a trip to the States or to another country. I've had conferences in Puerto Rico. I've had conferences in DR too, because it's a popular destination. So
Mhm.
my destination is like the Caribbean. If anybody wants flights or have any questions about traveling to any countries in the Caribbean or South America, that's where I like to help people in that area.
Okay.
And then you have some travel agents like who I know who are, pros for Europe. If you want to go to Germany, Italy, Turkey, Poland, Ireland, then
Mm.
I would sit there and say, my friend Julie, she's like, good at, she knows more about Europe and where are the best places to travel there. So yeah. Hmm.
Right, right, right. So you're kind of like 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 a freelancer, and you work
Yeah,
like
you can
on
say that.
commission. Okay,
Uh-huh. Hmm.
okay, that's what it kind of
Yes,
seemed like.
it is on commission. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So
Working towards to have my own business one day, because that's the best way, is to have your own business, you know. But we'll see.
right.
Hmm.
And ultimately, that's what I'm trying to get to. But with this travel bug, is kind of hit, especially like the Black community. It's kind of hit people like now, like over the pandemic, and
Hmm.
so I never thought of like traveling. Let's say 5 years ago, I never really was on this. I've traveled before, but I wasn't like
Hmm.
really big into it like I am now because I have a channel and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
I got to get out though.
it's addicting.
I got
Like,
to get out. I got to get
I
out.
I think once you start traveling, it's really addicting. Like for me, I hate just even though people are like, you're in paradise, oh, you get to go to the beach. Once you like settle in a country, it's not vacation anymore. I don't look at DR
Mm,
as, I don't look at living in Dominican Republic as it's like this vacation spot anymore. It's like it's home to me now. Like it's settled in now. Like so even to get away and
mm,
like come to the US, like this is vacation to me. Like I'm like, oh, I'm eating out, I'm seeing family and friends, going shopping. This is vacation to me. So a lot of people are like, that's weird, but you live on an island, a beautiful island. But I'm busy, I'm working, I'm not out in the street every day and just you know going from one part of the island to another part. Like I have a job too that I have to do. So yeah, I could work anytime, but if someone is calling me and they need help, for a trip or a flight, I mean, if I don't take that call, that's money lost. So if you don't work, which is very important, working remote, usually you can work anytime you want to work, but you
mm.
have to have a set schedule because if you don't work, you don't get paid. And I know sometimes for some people that's a bit difficult, to get on a schedule where you have to wake yourself up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to work 3 hours in the morning, maybe 4 hours in the afternoon, or just work from, I don't know, 6 to 11 o'clock in the morning and then have the rest of the day off. You know, um, that's a good thing about a remote job, not going into the office or wherever and having to be there from 7 to 5 or whatever your hours are. You could just
Mhm.
work when you want to work depending on the job that you have.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I assume you are very busy with, if that's your base of Caribbean, everybody going through the Caribbean throughout the whole year.
Mhm.
So I could assume you are very busy
Mhm.
year round. Um, Interesting. And Jaw said I would need to have a consult on how to move in Cuba with all the restrictions. Yeah, and I shouldn't have used Cuba as an example of that. If I was to do tours, it would probably be on Cuba because you definitely need to know how to move in Cuba. It's not just book your flight and go.
No, you have to have someone with you.
Yeah, it's definitely not book and go, not like
No.
like a Colombia or a DR. So yeah, there's definitely value in letting people know. I mean, because things changed for me. The money thing changed definitely. Um, with them taking away one of they had the dual currency. Now they just have the one, and like there is a big push for U.S. money. Like I couldn't give I mean, if I was to give $1 to somebody on the island 4 years ago, they would be like, "Oh, I'll save
Thanks.
it." It's. But now it's like they don't even want their own money. They don't want their own Cuban pesos. I exchanged out like $400 in US dollars to pesos, and it took me forever to get rid of this money. Like, like
Wow.
because they was like, I exchanged it, and then when you go to a taxi, and you're like, oh, it's like 1,000 pesos, which is like $10, $5. Yeah,
Mhm.
$5. And they'll be like, it's $10 to go to O Havana. I'm like, okay, so that's like 2,000 pesos. So that's about 2,000 pesos, right?
Mhm.
Only US. Like what? Like I got pesos right here.
So they'll rather take the dollars than the pesos.
Yes. Reason why? Because I had to ask like
Mm.
a few people. Well, the one of the taxi drivers. What I was like, this dude gonna tell me why he don't want to take these pesos because I knew he was gonna say it. He was like, he said, no, no comida, no comer, no comer, no with pesos, and he like, no, I can't eat without, with the U.S. money. I can eat. So he pull out a wad of money, like these pesos, mile, like
Wow.
bad. Like I can't do nothing with all this right here. And so I asked my Airbnb host. I said, man, why is everybody in hunt for these dollars? Like they really need these US dollars. They don't want to take their own money. He was like, because inflation is so up and down, like day by day, them getting that US dollars protects them from that inflation increasing, decreasing. So like
Okay.
we got for $1 we got 210 pesos cubanos,
Mhm.
which that's a whole nother story there too, because it shouldn't have been that high. But um, so we had like a little bill, like they had like sodas and drinks and stuff like that they had in the freezer, like a little mini fridge, like a mini fridge for the sale and stuff. So we used some of the water and some of the beers in there. And he was like, well, we're gonna kind of give you some money now. He's like, no, wait until like you close out, because you have to give me what the value of that dollar is that day. Like they really don't want to get caught holding the bag if it goes from 210 to 280. And I'm paying them based on a 210 rate,
Mhm.
which they should be getting 280 now,
Mhm.
days later. So it fluctuates so high and low, which it actually um, helped us out. We actually got 245 when we cashed out or whatever. And so, it's just it's a really crazy time over there with the money in Cuba. Like you just need to bring US money. Don't even exchange it out. Like it's like that.
Oh, that's good to know.
But it's still like some places will take pesos. I would say not to exchange so much. Maybe like $200 exchange in pesos, and like because you can use the pesos on the street, like somebody selling a little, you want to get a little mango, a little coconut, I give you 200 pesos for that, by that,
Mhm.
so yeah, but don't exchange a lot of money over. Don't exchange all your money over to pesos, which you never should do.
Mm.
But anyway,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you've been staying there. I know, like we talked about the cost of living. What? Because I've seen so many videos. I look at Noberis. I look at this other guy. I look at what's the lady that was in Las Terrenas? Um,
Cerise? No.
no, she got curly hair. She's an older lady from California. Uh,
Hmm.
she got the little boy with her. Uh,
Oh, yes. She doesn't live there anymore though, does she? She moved to
she
California.
yeah, she went back, I think, to California.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, she was in Las Terrenas, light skinned
That's
lady.
right. She was in Las Terrenas. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Uh-huh. Yeah, she did. She had good information, good videos.
yeah, she had good
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was some drama between her and another girl though.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And she's that the girl who she's talking about,
She just had
she's
a
back
baby.
too. She just had a baby. She
Yeah,
did.
yeah. She supposed to come on my show too. She be playing around like I'm like, dude, why you be tripping like you don't want to come? But
When she said, I just had a baby, I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot about her. I for like some of because people will disappear for a while and then appear. So I was like, oh yes, that's her. That's her.
yeah. That's her name, Kelly. It's Kelly. But
Ah,
what was the
Kelly.
name of her channel
Kelly.
though? It was like something I forgot. I really liked her.
Don't remember.
She really got in the trenches. I liked, with the little real estate and all that stuff, and
Uh-huh.
um, I liked her little
Yeah.
morning walks on the beach. I really liked her content. Um,
Walking on the beach and just having conversations and yeah, it was good.
yeah. She gonna regret that. She gonna be back in goddamn the soon. But yeah. So she was talking about prices and stuff, and so I've heard people say 1,500 a month. Well, we talking about like total. Let's just say rent. Let's just talk about rent.
Okay.
Um, you can find a nice place for 500 a month, 1,000 a month. Some people say,
Hmm.
well, you may be in the hood or something.
But Dominican people, if you're paying $1,000 a month for rent, they look at you, they're like, why would you pay that much? That's just too much. That's crazy. That's a rip off. They're ripping you off. They're ripping you off. but it also depends what you want. Yes, you can find something nice and cheap, cheaper, but have a nice place. Security, 3, 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom. Um, you can have a what's it called? Like I have, it's a upstairs and downstairs, but it's a oh my goodness, what is it called? It's a not a it's a oh my gosh, the word just completely went
What
blank.
like sunroom or
No,
um
it's a it has a upstairs and downstairs. So upstairs will be like one main
townhouse,
bedroom.
townhome? I mean,
No, it's not a townhome. That's not what it's called. Um, so like upstairs, you have like a balcony, a big balcony. I forgot what it's called.
veranda,
And it's like,
veranda, cabana.
uh-uh. Like it's not called
That's
a
me.
loft. It's an apartment. So it's an apartment building, but in your apartment, you know how usually you go in an apartment, it's just one whole floor. This has a upstairs and a downstairs in
That's
your
a
apartment.
studio. Studio
It's like a studio. I'm looking for a different word, but yeah, like a studio.
efficiency.
So, huh?
Efficiency. That's like that's like studio,
So it's
whatever.
like downstairs you can have 2 or 3 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms, your kitchen, your laundry room, your living room, your dining room. But then you have like like stairs that go
Mother-in-law
up.
suite,
Huh?
mother-in-law suite, in-law
That's
suite,
not what it's called.
basement,
No. No,
attic.
it's not a basement or attic. It's just a second floor in an apartment. It's your apartment. It's not a house, but you have a first and a second floor. But usually the second floor is just like a another sitting area, a bathroom and a bedroom, and then another balcony that you can open. Maybe it is a lot. It's a different word that they
Yeah,
say
I think that's
though.
a loft. I think that's a
Maybe it's a
loft.
loft. Yeah,
I think
okay,
that's a
maybe
loft.
it's a loft. Yeah, but and then you know, in some apartments they have like a jacuzzi that's out on the balcony and then like a sitting area or whatever. So, yeah, and then like I'm saying that's like a good $500, maybe 540 for something
Mm.
like that. But it's good space. The kitchen is, very spacious. The rooms pretty much good for I mean, I know that's not a place that I need just being myself, but I like to have space for visitors.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
And what towns?
Like in what areas
Well,
or
like is Santo Domingo the most expensive,
oh,
or is it?
I'm talking about Santiago.
Are you talking about Santiago?
Yeah,
You're in Santiago right now.
yeah.
Okay,
Not right
okay.
now, but oh yeah,
I
that's where
mean, that's where
that's
you.
where I
Okay,
live. Mhm. Yeah.
okay. What part of Santiago? Like the north or the southeast? Like near the.
Near the monument.
Okay, okay,
Not far
okay,
from the monument.
okay. Because I
I
mean
can't
I
say my
saw like
town. Last time I said my town, that was
I saw the I like to go to the cigar places that's in what's it called with a T? Timba. Um,
is that where they have the that's
I think
not
it's
what
like West. I think it's like West Santiago, but it's okay.
hmm.
Yeah, I like just like
Oh yeah,
going.
Jazz. I've heard Jazz say that he like yeah, Jazz, you've always said that Santiago's your spot. Some people say it's boring. I love it too. I can't see myself living in any other part of DR. That's just me.
No, no, no.
Um
I love Santo Domingo.
oh
I'm
I mm-mm. Me
that
no.
nightlife in Santo Domingo
Okay.
is next level.
The nightlife is good, but I can never live there. And I just would never want to live there. And the funny thing is that's the first place that I went to when I first visited Dominican Republic. I went to Santo Domingo. Where did I stay? I stayed in Bella Vista, and we were going out clubbing. Me and my best friend, who's Colombian, she came with me on my first trip, and we went clubbing. Like I had the time of my life in Santo Domingo. It was nice. But then my second trip, when I went to Santiago, I was just like, And I think why is because like the mountains, the scenery in Santiago, it just seems more
There's mountains right there. Yeah, those are mountains all right there.
Yes, that's what I love. And even when the plane is landing, like you see it, like the mountains from below, and it's just I don't know, I love that. I to me that's relaxing. I sit on my balcony when I'm in Santiago and just relax, and that's what you see from afar. It's just the mountains, and for me that's relaxing.
Mm.
Life of Bill said, "You in La Vega." Most of the time, I am.
I thought
I
I thought you were in Levant because
am. A lot of
I was supposed, and I said, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna tell you how bougie Kayla was to me. When I first met her, like she was just like, I slid in her DM. She like, hey, I was like, I see your channel, I see your content, I know J and them and BLB, and okay, I'll be in. Oh, okay, well, I have to see if I'm there around that time. I'm like, oh, okay. I get it.
what happened?
You was like, I if I'm there around that time, then hit me up or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh.
I don't
I'm like, okay, I got
Maybe
you.
because I was like back and forth to the States. When was this last year?
Yeah, this was like last year
Oh
sometime.
yeah, last year was crazy. Last year it was last year was a crazy year, but
Yeah,
I was back, and then all that stuff that was happening, helping people, picking people up from that's another story. Picking people up from the airports, and that's
yeah.
another
I said,
story.
okay. I was
I
just,
didn't mean it like that. I
yeah,
meant
you
like,
had came out real bougie. I was like,
oh
okay.
my goodness, and I'm not a bougie person at all.
So I went to La
Maybe it's
Vega
just the way it sounded in the message. If you would have heard my voice, maybe it would have been different.
No, I gave you grace with that. I mean, because I didn't really know you like that to really say like I'm about to pull up and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Were
it's
you
cool.
already in DR at that time?
No, I knew I was gonna go to Carnival. I can't even
And
remember if
I
it
didn't
was
even make it to
Carnival.
Carnival.
I think it. No, I don't even think it was Carnival. But then I had went to Carnival, and I still didn't think to hit you up. Like uh, let me see
I didn't even
if
make it
Kyla
to
is available or
Carnival.
whatever. But
It was so
I
much
remember
going
you
on
telling me
last
that a while
year.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much. But
Uh,
I'm definitely not
you
bougie.
didn't have some.
If I know you and you're in the area, I'll definitely be there where you're gonna be at, or be like, yeah, come to this area. I like meeting people.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm cool people, man. I ain't like these
A
crazy.
lot of weirdos out here, I'm just
There's some
saying.
weirdos in these YouTube streets,
Yes, there are.
but yeah, he said you in La Vega most of the time, kid. Like,
I am, because that's where the fam bam is. But La Vega, it be tiring me out to where, I mean, everybody's still blowing my phone up. When are you coming back? When will you be back? We'll be at the airport to get you. No, don't be at the airport to get me. I'm not telling, I don't tell anybody when I come back, because people just swarm me there. Like, I wanted to move to the DR and have peace, and I can't even have peace because
well,
everybody's just always
let's
there.
get into this here. Let's get into this. That's I'm well, not even just in DR. I had this conversation the other day too about a lot of these YouTubers and stuff make these Latin developing countries paradise, and of course it is paradise, right?
Hmm.
But when they see an American, they see a ATM with like legs with a cap or a scarf on. That's all they see. They see a walking ATM, and you don't know sometimes the motives, the agendas that people have because you're an American.
Hmm.
So how do you deal with that? You mentioned earlier about hey, just being I don't have it. You asked the dude, he end up getting it done. Like how?
Um,
Because DR on another level now.
yes,
DR is on another level.
yes, they
Like,
are.
they ain't got no. I'm gonna tell you this joke for you. Tell me, well, not a joke, but this one, this one girl I met in DR. She says, she's like, we hadn't been cool for few days, weeks, or whatever, and actually longer than that. And she says, "Hey, do you have Cash App?" When I was there, right? She's in my place, whatever. I said, "Yeah, I got Cash App." She said, "Oh, okay." So then she come back again because I was on the balcony smoking a cigar and stuff. She comes back again. She said, "Cause like my friend, like who live in New Jersey, they want to know if they can Cash App you the money and like you take it out of your account and like give it to her or whatever. You want him to Cash App me and I take money out of my account and give it to her, like just passing it digitally, passing the money."
Right.
Nah, I don't have Cash App. My bad. I thought you said another app. I don't have no Cash App, man.
Oh my
Man, you ain't about to get
goodness.
my account locked up. You ain't
Exactly. Gotta definitely be careful.
I was like, you better take your butt down into that damn Caribe Express. Sit your ass in that line. Don't get in line in Caribe Express or that Western Union.
Yeah.
You ain't about to have my account frozen. But yeah, you get that kind of slick stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So how do you deal with that?
I was warned about it before I went there. I already knew the little tricks of the trade, the questions I would be asked. My family is very protective of me there. So they are the ones that warn if anybody asks you for anything, say no, just say you don't have it.
They're like, Kyla, you our bank.
But
you our bank.
And I'm not a stupid person. So I know when people are trying to take advantage. And what I mean by that is, we're all going out somewhere, whether it's to the river. I don't know. Let's just say the club, for example. We're all going out to the discoteca. And people are following along. Friends, oh, what are you guys doing tonight? Oh, we're going to the discoteca. So, oh, I want to go. Okay. Bang, vámonos. We all go to the discoteca, and obviously the main drink is the Brugal and the apple juice that they come and they bring in these buckets with the ice. So it'll be like two bottles of Brugal, two
About
bottles of like
mil.
the apple juice. Yeah. So I drink, but I don't drink like that. I sit there and sip. I've never left the club drunk in Dominican Republic. The only time I'll really sit up and drink is if I'm in front of my, with my family at their place, I'll drink a lot. Or if I'm at my place, I'm going to drink. But when I'm out, like I watch how much I drink. Like I said, I'm not a big drinker anyway, but I love my Patron. But the crazy thing about it is majority of the people who would be with us and the fam would be guys. There'll be like a few girls, not too many, one or two, but a lot of guys. So one thing I had noticed was once that bill comes for the end of the night, everybody, all eyes looking at me, and I'm just like, what? And I'm like, what? I'll be like, let me put in my little maybe 1,000 pesos, And I'd be looking at everybody because I'd be like, you work. Know that you don't make a lot, but you brought your butt to the club to come drink and chill. You're going to put I don't care if you have 100 pesos. You better put your little last 100 pesos on this table, and that's what I noticed about a lot of them. And it doesn't have nothing to do with, at first I thought it's just something that's just disrespectful, but that is like their culture. I guess if there's someone that comes and they have like more money, then it's expected for that person to pay the tab, So a lot of us have to remember that things that are done in other countries is different. Cause in the United States, it ain't going to be no one person paying for no whole group of people's bill, whether it's food or anything, unless they offer.
I mean, they're not going to really let the woman paying here like
Exactly. That's the thing too. Like the one, and that was my question. Like to be a woman and grown men sitting there and looking at the female, like, oh, you got it, you can pay. To me, like that's just very disrespectful. But like I said, I'll say no in a heartbeat.
right.
And a lot of people have learned so much about me there because they just know, like, you can't run over me. There's nothing you can do or say that where I'm gonna be like, oh, I feel sorry for you because you don't have a job. Then you should have never came to the discoteca if you don't have money. You should have never came here. And then
Mhm.
after you leave the discoteca, everyone's hungry. So they have like the food trucks out on the street where you can go get food, and they don't have no money to get the food. Usually their friends are like, hey, I got you and I got you and I got you. Y'all know, like I'm not buying all six of you guys food. And the thing is, no, it's not expensive, but it's just, how does that look? Because then there's going to be a next time and they're going to be like, oh, Kyla's going to pay, like, let's all go out, let's go here. And it's happened. Yes, it's
Mhm.
happened to me. Have I done it? Have I paid for everybody? Of course I have, a few times in the beginning. But as time went on, I had to put people in their place and be like, no, 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 no. Let your know me know. If they're mad, it's fine. They don't usually hold grudges in DR, not like American people. They'll still say hi to you the next day and it'll be that. But you just let them know, no, I'm not paying for you. If I'm going out somewhere and they want to come, the first thing I ask, whether it's rude or not, do you have money? If we're going to the beach, if we're driving an hour and a half to the beach in Puerto Plata, do you have money? Because we're going to have to stop. You're going to want to eat, all types of stuff. Like, I'm not paying for a whole bunch of people. You don't have
Mhm.
no money, you don't need to go.
Right.
And that's just how it is. A lot of them just, that's what they expect. Oh, you're from the United States, you're here living or you're here visiting, you got it. Like, I know you got me, we're cool. And it's just like, no, because I wouldn't do it for anybody else. Why am I going to change my ways just because I live here? Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you do have to be careful with that. I did learn a lot, living in DR because I'm a very nice person. I'm very giving, very giving. That's just the way I was raised, to give, give, give. I've given a lot of things off my back: clothes, shoes, makeup, anything people saw. Ooh, because it's not something I need. It's just something I have. So it's just like, you can take it. I give a lot. I'm very giving, but you have to just be careful for those people that will take advantage of you. It's not just the men. You hear a lot of stories about men being taken advantage of, but females get taken advantage of too. And not by men, by females too. Trust me. I've
Mhm.
had a lot of women ask me for money. I've had women, who I was cool with that have babies and like, I want you to be my baby's godmother. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. But then the family be like, be careful, because the only reason she wants you to be her baby's godmother is because of that money. And I'm like, oh, in
Right.
serio, that's the reason. Oh shoot. Like, yeah, like a godmother is very serious in these Latin countries. It's not like in the United States, well, that's my god baby, that word's just
Mhm.
thrown around. No, they want me to come to the church, come to the baby's baptism. I gotta sign some papers and everything. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's really serious. They take that serious if you say yes. So then I was like, oh no, I can't. No puedo.
Right, right. You made me think
Yeah.
of something too with I was chatting with Noberis, and Noberis did a segment about myths of DR, and like no
Hmm.
place is perfect.
No, it's not.
There's other Latin countries too. And then in this topic here of gringo pricing, um, she said, in the the prices are right there, and there's. I said, no, you can get gringo priced in DR real big time. And like I
Hmm.
said, for example, like the Ubers, the
Hmm.
Ubers in DR, and I don't know if you ever had this. I mean, it all depends on the distance that you're
I
going.
have my personal Uber
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
DR if I want to get around. I never. It's always been like someone I know who does Uber if I needed to go somewhere. And usually I rent my own vehicle and drive around DR. Like, I
Hmm.
drive in the Dominican Republic, so I
I
have
do
a
too. I'm gonna do
yeah.
a video on that. People be like, you drove in it? I said I've drove twice.
People tell me that too. I never thought I would. I remember when I first came to Santo Domingo, I was like, I would never drive in this country, never. Like, because I'm not losing my life for anybody. Hey, I went and I was just like, you know what? I was tired of depending on people. I didn't want to call an Uber, and I did it. I mean, I screamed for the first day. I was petrified, and more so that I was gonna hit a moto, someone on them freaking bikes. That's what made me nervous. Everything else was fine, but how they swerved through the cars, and I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to kill anybody by accident.
Right,
Out here.
right. Yeah, I've driven twice from Santo Domingo to Sosua. No, did I go to Sosua that time? Yeah.
Oh wow, you did that. Okay.
Yeah. And I drove from Santo Domingo to along the Caribbean side, like the south side, to Bahia Beach, La Romana, and on the other side to Bani, and I went as far as Bani on the other side. So I drove
Hmm.
along that south side
You're by yourself?
by myself too. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Um, some great little places and towns and um, stuff over there. Because it always shocked me that people who've been to DR for 10, 15 years ain't never been out of Puerto Plata. Like, how, like how you tell like I've never been to Santo Domingo. I'm like, you never been to Santo Domingo, like,
It's
but
crazy.
you've been gone for 10 years and you never decided like let me go to the capital and see how it look. And it's all the time, all the time. I hear that a lot, and I'm like, man, y'all got to stop messing with them. Which Barry's husband made a good thing. He called the North Coast the sandals, and he called the capital the heels. He said, "Going to mess with them sandals," and
Oh,
I said, "Oh, I like that. I like that." They wearing sandals in the North Coast and flats, and they wearing heels in the capital. I said, "Oh,
ah.
that is right on point there." I have seen that. That is a good strong comparison right there.
I mean, I travel around the country, but like I said, as far as like just living, I choose Santiago. But I definitely don't stay in one place. I'm definitely everywhere. So haven't made it to Punta Cana yet. Haven't made it to Punta
I
Cana,
didn't
but
make it to Punta Cana as well.
I think that's the only spot I haven't made yet. Area is like Punta Cana, but I've been all up north in the middle. Um, yeah, but I got to get to Punta Cana sometime this year.
Yeah, yeah. So that brings me because I only said it's going to be an hour.
Okay.
We're having a good conversation here. Let me go to this chat here. Um, that's so common for DR. Many people just find their one spot and stay there, especially on the North Coast. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true, Jazz.
And,
Hmm.
and back to the North Coast, I was just reading because all this remote work and stuff pop up on my phone and on my feed. It was talking about how because like in Medellin, Colombia, they really want the gringos to go, like because we sometimes, even if you're black or white American, we have that gentrification effect where we like I'm saying $1,000. If I'm at $1,000 on the island, like I'm in a 2 bedroom in, I mean, it's not the hood, but it's in the suburbs, and the hoods are now starting to become. I mean, the suburbs are starting to now become the hoods in a lot of these, um, you know, big city areas because
Mm.
in Atlanta you paying 2,500 for a 1 bedroom.
Hmm.
You know,
Crazy.
it's cheap. So it pushes the poor people out and the depressed people out into the suburbs. So, um, that causes I mean, so when I go to DR, if I'm paying $1,000, I'm like, it's cool. You know, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to the person who only gets paid $300 a month, and they were saying in Cabarete, it's been a big impact. Like they interviewed this lady that was probably born there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Died, I think, gave the son inherited the property. He sold a lot of the property because a lot of these foreigners are coming like from Russia and Europe and buying the property, buying the land and building stuff up, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so for people who lived there for years that was paying $200 for rent on the beach, you know, now they like shit $600 a month, $800 a month. They like, yo,
How are these people affording this with how
right.
much they make a month? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's one thing that what's her name? Kelly with Kelly was talking about on her channel. I always remember her saying that she's like, stuff is getting expensive. It's getting expensive.
Yeah, it is.
But you know, I got a surprise here for you here. I got somebody that you know that I want to bring up on the live stream here. Please
Okay.
welcome none other than BLB in the building. In the building tonight. What's good? You're on mute if you're talking, man.
What's happening with them?
What's good? What's good with you, bro?
Man, ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. Hey, Kyla.
Hola, mi amor.
You've been missing. Can you guys see me?
We see
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Light together. Give me a second.
We see
yeah.
you. BLB has been on me. He thought I completely just didn't like him anymore and dip.
She blocked me on social media.
On social media.
She blocked me everywhere. She stopped talking to me. She divorced me, guys.
Never. I took a break away from social media. But I would never forget about anybody, especially BLB. The number one.
I don't think y'all can see me.
No, we see you.
You see?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, BLB, man. She replied back to a post.
Tell him.
Back. I mean, I hit her in May. I hit her back in May, and she replied back out of the blue, and I'm like, "Hey,
today, BLB, I went on my IG and started replying to everybody. They're like, "Where have you been? What's been going on with you?"
I'm gonna tell you what really happened. I'm gonna tell you what really happened. She started dating this guy named Sanchez Ricario, and she had no time for us no more. He was very strict. She couldn't even pick up her phone, man. She had to send SOS messages in the bathroom.
Oh man, I feel blessed then.
No, mentira.
Man, she was like, "I'm there today." I'm like, "Appreciate it, man." You know, Tiffany gone right now. She on vacation.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. He went to go visit his other family.
I'm on vacation, BLB. I'm in the States.
Oh man, were you in the South?
Florida.
I just left there last week.
I've been in Orlando with my sister.
Oh man, I wish I would have known that. You would have pulled up on him. I would have pulled up on you. But Kyla be hiding. Kyla be hiding. She don't want nobody to find her.
No, that's not true.
She's elusive.
Yeah.
I was just telling her like the time I was gonna come to La Vega, and she was just like, you know, if I'm there, and I was like, yeah, and I'm like, all right. That sounds like, man, I don't want you to pull up on me. I'm just being nice.
But I just went and I even told BLB, I was like, BLB, if I was sitting near you and I sat there and I just passed you my phone and I said, BLB, look at my IG and look what pops up when you hit some of these people in then you guys would understand why.
You
Like,
popping, man. You popping.
no,
Popping.
it's not. I don't. It's not even that. It's just I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the YouTube streets. I don't know. It's everybody's just. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I went ghost. I definitely went ghost.
Hey, your name have to be J Rillo to get her to respond to you. That's all. That's all.
Absolutely not.
You got to be what, J Rello? I was trying to find her channel. I seen that she did a J Rello. I said, I ain't even gonna go into that.
Absolutely not.
Man, you gotta watch who you associate with, man, these days, man.
You do. Absolutely. Absolutely. But
So
BLB, ¿dónde estás?
I'm in the States. I'm in Boston.
Oh, you're in. Okay, you are in the States. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. My kid starts football, so I got to be here with him to make sure he's on track and everything. So I'm staying in the States for a little bit, doing daddy duties.
Me also, some mommy duties. My son will be joining the Air Force hopefully within the next few weeks. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Did
Thank you.
He did the test and everything. Everything passed.
He passed the test. Yes, he wants to do computers. So it's just the whatchamacallit that he's going through. Like we have to make sure with his recruiter, it's like to make sure he gets the job because their job is just to basically for you to join. But I'm like, no, he's not going to join. He passed the test to get the job. Now, will he get the job before he goes for training? Sometimes they'll be like, oh, yeah, just come. No, we need to see something official that he will be able to have that job once he joins, because they'll just put you anywhere.
Yeah,
so
I heard some stories about that.
Yeah, so the recruiter needs to work, a little bit harder. That's your job, to make sure he passes tests, make sure that he gets, the job that he wants. So, yeah.
So he's gonna do it. What do you know exactly? What concentration in computers? Because this is Travelmatic's lane right here. Computers and software.
That's a good question.
That is a great. It's funny because
give me a minute.
I went into college just wanting to get into computers, and you definitely need to know what area you want to get in. If you want to know if you want to deal with software or if you want to be hardware. It's at that level. That's where you need to start. If you want to do software, or you want to do hardware. Then after that, you can kind of go down a lot of different lanes, but you need to know that piece of it.
Yes. I just sent him a message. He's here, but I don't want to be like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Send him a message.
If you even want to private message me that, I definitely can give you some insight on that.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just making sure basically that he has that job where they won't throw him somewhere else as a cop, who knows. You have to be careful with that, So.
Yeah. He needs to know where he want to go. They'll throw you anywhere. I've heard that.
Absolutely.
It's really dope. And I like to see people of color in these areas where we're not represented as a lot. The Air Force for a while didn't have a lot of people of color in it, and now people are in it. You got pilots, you got black pilots, you got people coming out of the tech field, you got people in radar. Like, it's just dope to see, a lot of people going into these fields that we're not represented in, the tech field, as well as, you could probably count on one hand how many people work on the computers that are in planes or the systems that they use for radar. Like, you could probably count on one hand. So the further we get into these crevices, the more the doors will open for everybody else. And this is what my brother right here preaches a lot of. We gotta get in. And once we get in, we can come back for the rest of y'all after that.
Facts.
Yeah. That's true.
That's it.
That's very true.
You definitely trying to come back and pull the other ones in here, man. But wish your son the best on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I wanted to I wanted to put you in the hot seat and ask you some questions centered around DR.
Put me in the hot seat. Put me in the hot seat.
Yeah, you in the hot seat tonight.
Did you guys talk about what happened today over there?
Over where?
Where?
There's an explosion. I think it was, and they said it was in San Cristobal, but there was an explosion. A few people got injured, and I think 3 people died. And you know how the videos circulate, and they have the bodies and everything. You know how them videos circulate. So I got that. I'll send it to you later so you can see it. But I guess it was some type of explosion. I didn't get any more information on what caused it. Something about at a bakery or something like that. I Googled it to see if it was confirmed, and it was confirmed. An explosion happened today in DR. So prayers to the people in that area. Hopefully, the people that are alive and injured are not seriously maimed, just a little bruises or something, and they get back to it. But yeah, that happened today.
Oh,
Wow, I didn't hear about that at all.
Wow. Yeah. Prayers to the victims there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Sometimes it's paradise, but it's some rough paradises, with exposed wiring or lack of regulations and stuff.
Yeah.
You look up at the power line, it's like 100 lines, like
Yeah.
The electricity going off all the freaking time.
converter box open and stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, is that wire cool to be walking across, bro? And they like, don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, right.
Right. It's yeah, man. These gonna be some rough paradises, man.
Yes, it is.
But okay, what's your favorite DR food? What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish, I like. I love sancocho, but I also like tres copes.
Tres copes?
Sancocho
Sancocho is what?
It's like the Dominican soup. So
sancocho, okay, sancocho, okay.
Sancocho,
Okay.
But I like the tres copes. I like the queso frito, the salami, huevo frito, and
I do not like that Dominican breakfast, boy. I swear.
Oh my goodness.
That magoo, that shit is nasty.
Are you, bro? I don't know first of all, I don't even know if you really from Georgia, if you saying that. Number 2.
That salami be salty as hell.
Bruh.
Oh.
You eat sausages and bacon and all that from down south, and that salami, there's different kinds. Now I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't eat the pork, I eat the turkey salami. But that mixed with the cheese and the tostones with a little ketchup on it, man, you eating, bro.
I say DR is like my top 1-2 food countries in the world. But
I love Dominican food.
Dominican breakfast, you can miss me with that. Don't pickle onions on top of the plantain.
Oh, and that's the best. The pickled onions
on the mango.
Yeah.
The mango.
Bro, you probably just didn't have it right. You didn't have it right. You didn't have it done right. That's probably what it was.
And I love onions. I tell extra onions on the salad. Can you give me extra onions? But it's just that combination. It just don't hit for me, man.
But the vinegar and the onions.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
On that mashed plantain with the butter. Nah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's delicious, man. That's delicious. I can't get enough.
I be tearing it up.
No.
I can't eat it every day because they won't make it every day. But
yeah.
I won't say no to it.
No,
I won't say no to it. Wow, you're the first I've heard that.
That's crazy.
And my boys be laughing on it like, I know that nigga bring up that damn. Like, you know where I am. I surely shit. That shit tastes terrible.
And I will give you something though. I will give you something. And the island folks are probably gonna start a riot after this.
Uh-oh.
The Dominican Republic cooks better goat than anybody else in the Caribbean.
Oh.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh.
That is a fact. I won't hold you. I love my peoples from the islands, you know. I'm tied to them by blood. You understand? But The Dominican Republic got it on goat, bro. They got it on goat. The way they do it, bro. They got it. They got it.
Now they chicharron and now they chicken. The chicken, the asada on the side of the road, the whole chicken.
Yeah.
And they put
So you like the
that
chicken.
juice on top. Boy, I slap somebody's mama over that chicken, man. God, damn.
Yeah, man.
That
Yeah.
chicken is so fire, boy.
Yeah, you're gonna eat well in the Dominican Republic. You know what I mean? You're gonna eat well, but you definitely need to know where to eat because you could, it's an island. You gotta eat. You eat some places and you have a bad week.
Well, see,
Yeah.
see, this guy that lives in DR, I think he go by God's favorite. He's on Instagram. He seen me doing they had the whole hall of chicharron out there on the side. He said, coming out of La Vega. When you coming out of La Vega, on the right side, they kind of lined up along that highway
With the juice, they have like the juice. The people from the juice.
Yeah, it's like a few like this is on the main highway going to
on the autopista.
Yeah,
for Santiago.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like you going to Santiago. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And they be on that side of the road, and I stopped and then got some food and stuff. Oh man, you eat that stuff on the side of the road? I said, man, you don't know. I'm from the country, man. I'm from South Carolina, man. Like this is what we do every day in South Carolina, or whatever, right? So he was like, oh, okay, and I'd be like, but it's cooked on fire. Ain't like I'm drinking out of a well or something or whatever. But
I won't do that in any country. I won't do that in any country unless I know the people that's making the food. You know what I mean? I would do that. But if I'm just getting out, you know how you get out the airport. If you ever flew into Santiago, you get out the airport and you're driving down and people cooking on the side of. I'm not getting none of that. None. I'll probably get a Presidente.
So not even like an empanada.
Nope.
Dumb
really?
grilled chickens on the side of the road, dog. Man,
no.
That thing be fire, man.
I never had any issue.
They chop it up, man. Put it in a little tray. Be like 500, 500 pesos.
Yeah, what's that? What's that now? $10?
It's probably about $8. I thought it was about
$8.
$8, but you get a whole chicken. You get some sides with it and a drink for 500 pesos.
Yeah,
it's still good value.
Value. I'm talking about a whole chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that one of the chickens where they done came in the truck. And they done got them ringed the head and in the neck, and
I seen that, bro. I seen that. If you're not from the South in the United States, it's very rare that you'll see chickens killed like that. But I got to see it when I was in Santiago.
I won't watch it.
Man, I couldn't really eat. I couldn't eat chicken for a couple of days, but I got back to it.
Ralph, my be killing. He be doing skinning them and stuff. I won't watch it. I'll be like, no, I can't. Mm-mm.
My mother from Delaware, my father's from North Carolina, and they both grew up with chickens, a whole bunch of chickens. And I came back and told my mother that. I'm like, Mom, I seen it. She was like, you don't remember you was a baby, but we used to do that all the time. I'm like, nah, Mom.
Wow.
Watching no chicken getting killed? No.
Yeah. Favorite drink? What's your favorite drink? Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Non-alcoholic. Well, I have two. I have an alcoholic, but first the chinola. Chinola juice is everything.
Chinola juice?
Yes, passion fruit juice. Chinola.
Chinola. Okay.
Oh my goodness, you never had chinola?
Chinola.
Oh.
It's passion fruit juice. You never had passion fruit juice?
The orange juice.
I mean, is it like in like a Ocean Spring type, or is it fresh?
No, it's fresh.
Usually fresh.
Mm-hmm. It's like a sour sweet taste.
Mm-hmm.
Citrusy sweet taste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alcoholic.
Brugal.
You're a Brugal girl, huh?
But I mean Patron usually, but
There
Dominican. always have my Patron, but as Dominican Brugal.
Her ex new boyfriend, right? Got her drinking tequila now, bro.
I've been drinking Patron since after I graduated high school.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
They can't handle Patron in DR. Everybody has got sick from one shot, like just throwing up all night. They will not touch it. There's no one that drinks it with me there.
It's tough. They all drink it here. All the people that live here drink it. Hey, I would have to say for drinks real quick, for me, it is Morisañando and Jugo Cereza.
Morisañando with the orange juice and the milk?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes, that's good too. What's the other one?
Cereza. Cherries or something.
Cherry. No, you said it right. Cereza.
Cereza.
Ah, okay.
And it's so because this is the chinola right here that you were talking about, the passion fruit.
Yes. It's orange and it's sour. It has it's a sour, sweet taste.
No, I've never had this before.
Very popular. You could get it anywhere there.
And BLB, what was the other thing the first one you mentioned?
Cereza. Morisañando. It's gonna be.
Man, you got to spell that for me, man. Like what the
Morir.
Morero.
Morir.
You should come in here if you want.
Is it Morisañando? Morir. Let me see, make sure I spell it right.
S-O-N. Oh, no, it's not. You're bugging. That's delicious. That is delicious.
Morir. M-O-R-I-R.
M-O-R.
M-O-I. M-O-R.
You got a feedback or something. You got the speaker on for somebody. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Okay.
He switched.
Okay.
I don't know what he did. Okay, spell it for me again now.
M-O-R-I-R and then soñando. S-O.
Okay. I see it.
Okay.
All right, let me see. Oh shit.
Morir soñando.
What is
so it is orange juice and milk mixed together. You can actually, in the United States, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but if you ever want to try this, usually you can go to your nearest Chick-fil-A and you could ask them if they can make this for you. I mean, obviously don't say morir soñando because they're going to be like, what? But just say, can you mix orange juice and milk for me? And this is what it is.
This look like you're going to be on the toilet.
I promise you won't. It's so good. It's really, really good. It's really, really good.
Boy, you look like you're going to be on that toilet on this one here.
Milk and orange juice. Very, very good and very sweet. It's refreshing. It's a refreshing juice.
I could imagine, but and that's it. No cinnamon or nothing. Seemed like cinnamon or something would be in that.
I've never seen them put cinnamon in it, but and you know what? I had to ask for it when I was in DR because I remember someone asking me about it if I tried it, and so I was like, I asked my Dominican mommy, what is morir soñando? And she made it for me. She was like, here, try it, and I tasted it, and I was like, wow, it's really good. It's really good.
Okay.
You'll have to try it. Just try it. Yes.
I'll try it. Make sure I'm near a bathroom and stuff. Let's see here. It says Josh said I've never had goat. I've never had goat in DR either.
I've never had goat.
I've never seen goat.
I've never.
That boy is bumping his head. We ain't better than them Jamaicans in that.
I was just saying Jamaican goat. I've had Jamaican goat, but I've never had goat in DR. Not that I can think of. Not
Cherry
that.
goat, boy. Yes, yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Listen. Josh said I had chinola, but the drink had ice in it, and it tore my stomach up. Ice.
Chinola
Oh
tore
no,
up
the
your
chinola,
stomach?
chinola messed his stomach up. Okay.
Wow. Oh
Oh, maybe he had some
no.
bad ice or something.
Yes, it has to be the ice. And
Yeah,
you
it could have
you
some
all
bad
have to
ice.
be careful with the ice also. Depending
Oh
where the
yeah,
ice has come from, that yeah, ice can mess up
yeah.
your stomach. It could, give you a bad tummy ache.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You'd be on that toilet for a few days, boy.
I've never, even for my first trip, I've never, thank God, I've never had any problems with my tummy.
You've never had problems,
I've never had any problems with my stomach out of the
man.
5 years.
BLB, that dude's stomach made fragile, boy. He always be having problems, man, with that ice in DR.
Who, BLB?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I've
Uh,
never, I've never had any stomach problems, thank God.
With what? Hey, for your comment about the goat, man, you gotta try it. Goat in the DR is fire, bro. The Jamaicans cook it one way, bro, but you'll never get. You can eat goat in Jamaica, and yeah, it was good, and then it's great. You can eat goat in DR every day.
man, I
It's
don't
I'm
just
even
gonna
that good.
see it
try.
though. What is it called in DR?
Chivo.
She had Chivo's goat. Chivo.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
We
Um,
going in. We supposed to be there in December or January, one of the two. If you can slide out
Oh,
the
it's
country with me,
Christmas.
I'll have my peoples cook it up for you. And well, they're gonna do it anyway. And you're gonna love it. Trust me.
You're gonna be there for the holiday, BLB?
I might be there right after Christmas because I gotta be here with my chillins. But
Okay.
probably 1st of January. Um, there's some festivities going on over there, so I might be
Hmm.
there. And if you want, I just bring you a plate. If you don't want to go, I'll bring you a plate of goat.
Who?
you?
I'm a,
Travelmatic?
yeah, I'm gonna bring him a plate.
Oh, you bring me? Oh, okay.
Ah,
Shoot, I
Yeah,
appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Put it in some Tupperware, man.
yeah.
You bring it on
yeah.
over, man.
I'm gonna put that nasty red potato salad they got over there.
Yeah, I
Hey, I
definitely
like
do.
the potato
I
salad.
ain't dealing with
What?
that potato salad.
I
No,
like, well, the way mommy cooks it is like good. I'm like, oh, okay. I
you ain't
like
supposed to
it.
put no beets in no potato salad.
Beets. That's the
Oh yeah.
Dominican way.
I just scoot
Yeah,
those over,
Yeah, take
but
that.
I'll eat the rest.
no.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, hidden gem. What's a hidden gem you gonna let my people know about in the place? Like, the best beach or the best campo to roll through. Like, you got to try this spot. This river, the best
Oh.
Rio Mejor.
Mm, a hidden gem. I have to say, if I'm thinking of a hidden gem, I have to say in Samana.
Samana, okay, La Samana.
Yes, because it's a lot of Afro Latin, like the more Afro Latino.
Yeah, there's
Um,
some black.
yeah, the Black Dominicans. I mean, it's Samana is beautiful. I always tell you, you definitely have to take a trip to Samana.
I
The Afro Latino culture is vibrant there. They have a beautiful beach
uh,
in Samana. Very, very beautiful beach. Palm
I
trees
dro-
just lined up going,
yeah,
you
when you
know.
pass through Nogales, all them palms on the side of the
Oh,
road is
that's
really beautiful.
I
I
am a
drove from
fool for palm
Sasua.
trees.
I drove from
Hmm.
Sasua to Samana and back in one day.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like 5 hours one way and 5 hours back.
Wow.
Yeah, so I saw a lot. I saw a lot.
BLB, do you drive in DR? Have you ever rented a car and drove? Or
I do.
no?
I drove.
Okay.
I drove everywhere. I drove from Santo Domingo to Puerto Plata, from Santo Domingo to Punta Cana, Santo Domingo to Barahona. I've drove almost
Okay.
everywhere except like the west, like near the Haiti border. Well, Barahona is kind of near the Haiti border, but um, yeah, I've driven everywhere. I kind
Mm.
of I like to get aggressive, so when I drive sometimes, so you can take out your frustration over there. Just cut people off and don't say nothing. I like it. Um, some of
I,
some of your hidden gems, bro. Real quick, some of your hidden gems for beaches. I think the most um non talked about beach is Wandolio. Like not a lot of people talk about Wandolio. It's a very good beach. It is not like Boca Chica. If you're staying in Santo Domingo, it's like an hour, 2 hour drive or something like. It's an hour and something drive,
hour and
but
15 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful beach. It's real chill. I'll even give you a gym where I go. If you want to go to a beach where you don't want to see any people, you don't want to see, I mean, any people like trying to sell you something, or
Mm.
you don't want to see any. There's a beach in this town called Wandolio. It's next to a city named Nisao. You can look that up on the map. The beach is quiet. The only people that go there are the locals and fishermen, and it's basically almost empty. You got a private beach basically to yourself, and you can relax. You go out there and you'll see, sometimes you'll see Europeans sitting there laid out, tanning and all that. It's a peaceful area. It's like there's a police station right next to the beach. It's really peaceful. If you just want to zone out, it would be a spot like this. I'll say it like this. In that town of Wandolio and Nisao, there's a lot of baseball players that come from there, and they've built houses. Like Vladimir Guerrero has built houses there. Pedro Straw, Francisco Liriano, a lot of baseball players that won World Series championships. And so you can go over there if you're a celebrity or you're someone with some money, and go over there and be at peace. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about people pulling on you, asking you who you are. They're used to the celebrity over there, but they keep it cool because those are their cousins and uncles and brothers that are, millionaires over there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real humble place. Their people are real cool. It's probably 98% black, and the beach is really quiet. You can slide in, have your beach time, have your relaxation without any stress, and slide out. Now you're not gonna get any resort amenities and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
if you want a place to just chill and watch the water, maybe watch the sunset, beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Wando. You never been to Wandolio? Actually, a chick
My
put me on to
my
that.
first trip, I've been
Okay.
there, but I haven't been there since then to
Okay.
Wandolio. But I had a good time when I went there. But it's
Yeah.
been years. Definitely been years.
Yeah. And it's what, like 30 minutes from Boca Chica? Maybe 30
Bandolio,
minutes.
yeah, it's something like that. Did you locate it on the map?
Yeah, it's right. It's right. Shoot, here.
It's in the gray, Guandolio El Pueblo,
Yeah,
more to the
it's
left.
right here.
There you there. Hmm.
Uh, right, right here. Yeah, right here.
Definitely worth the drive.
Um,
You know what I mean? Worth the drive. If you got
Hmm.
company with you, or you got a group of friends, it's worth the drive.
yeah. This place too. This you'll come to this place before you come to Wandola. Playa Guaya Guayacanes. Playa
Playa
Guayacanes. It's like
Guayacanes.
next door to it. You're gonna pass this before you get to Wandolio. You're gonna pass that Playa Guayacanes. That's another nice. You all along this coast. That's why I said I drove from Santo Domingo through Boca Chica, this Guayacanes, Wandolio, and I went all the way to Bayahibe. Um,
Playa.
no, yeah, it's right next to La Romana. Um, And I heard this was like nice beaches over here. Yeah, right here, Bahia Hibe. Really nice,
Okay.
I've never been
nice.
there.
Yeah, that's the furthest
I
I've
don't think
been
I've ever
from
been
Central
there
America.
either.
Kind of like in my research. But see, I've been wanting to go to this Isla Saonia. I heard that is beautiful too. It's a
Isn't
isla
that the
to
place where the
itself.
sharks is at? Where you can see sharks in the water?
I'm not sure, but it's like bathtub, like swimming pool clear. This Isla Saona. Saona.
Oh, I
Uh,
think I've heard of that. That island where people could go for the day.
yeah, it's like a day trip from here. From sometimes they may come from Punta Cana or they may come from La Romana and go there.
It's not like places where you can sleep there, but you can just go there for the day.
Yeah. It's not
And
a place where you
then,
sleep.
yeah. They don't
Mhm.
have like hotels or anything there. Yeah.
Right.
I forgot one for you. Another, you said river, right? So everybody that wants to go to a river, they usually hear about Fula, right?
Oh, yes. Fula.
So Fula's in Bonao.
Hmm.
Um,
Mhm.
um,
Which I need to.
the one I like the most is the one that's in Sahoma. It's called Campo Verde, and it's up north. Beautiful. They have a natural hot tub. I mean, a natural jacuzzi. So it's like I don't know what they did, but they made like a square, and then the river running over the wall of that square makes the water like bubble like a jacuzzi. Is dope, but
Oh.
it's cold as hell.
Oh,
The
no,
water's
then
cold.
no. I do not do the rivers because of that. Because the river water is too cold for me.
But you're in
Yeah.
you're in 90-degree heat. That's a
I
relief
do
for a
not.
second.
I am not putting
Mm.
my toe in the river water. I'm just saying. Excuse
So
me.
so and but now it's not that water. What was that?
I'm sorry, I said something. BLB's laughing. I don't
Yeah,
do the
you
river.
you have to be a little bit more classy, lady, because that word is
Sorry.
crazy.
She's super. But I mean, I just don't trust the river water at all. I won't put my whole body in my feet the most and I'll walk through it. But they say
You
like
gotta
the
just
river
dip real
water,
quick.
they say it's the cleanest water. When I be
Uh,
seeing people bringing their cows and their horses in the water and I'm just sitting there and you think I'm gonna sit there be dunking my head in the water while they're sitting there washing their cow and their horse there? Absolutely not.
Hey, the water is moving though. Now if that water wasn't
And that's
moving,
what no, but listen to this problematic. You said that, and that's what they said. They're like, it's flowing, the water's moving. Okay, so we're sitting here on the river. There's people that's up on, up ahead of us. So when they're peeing or whatever, that pee is moving and flowing past my face and past my body. I've seen a diaper flow past me in the river coming from above and going,
now,
absolutely
yeah,
not.
but now I would not put my face in the water because
People
there's
be
so many
bathing
people.
and washing their just the whole nine, and I'm
There's
just
so
like,
many
I'm good.
people in that water. Yeah.
But it is clear you can see through the river water. You can see your feet, but I just they're like it's cleaner than the beach water. It probably is, but I don't know.
Mm.
yeah. I guess I would rather too the ocean, but
Yeah.
uh, it's a nice change of scenery. That one in Samana that you guys were talking, there's one in Samana. I don't know if it's the same beach, but it's like it's never anybody there when I go down there, but they have it's like two mountains. You see the water, you get in the water, it's like two mountains, a mouth that opens up to the ocean. It's truly beautiful. Like truly
Mm.
beautiful.
I think
Spiritual type of thing.
Oh wow.
I
I
think
don't
I
think
may
I've
have
seen
been
that
to that one.
BLB. I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen that.
There's a lot of. I mean, you can have peaceful times over there in La Samana too, with
Hmm.
if you want to go and go to the beach or whatever. You know, you ain't gonna get hassled like Boca Chica over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's or shoot at Sasua and Playa Alicia and all that stuff. So yeah. So man, I appreciate you coming on. We had the 2 minute mark. I mean the 2 hour mark.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
forgot, Travel Matter. You don't be doing these 6 hours and five.
No, I
I'm
can't
like,
be
what are
like
you
you and
doing?
you and I always said that night.
VLB,
Not, man,
we
I'm
be having
telling you,
all
this girl was
nighters.
up and she had Flint DR and you had one of them C3 guys on there. And I'm telling you, that was the most entertaining live. I don't know if it was just late at night. They was up
BLB must have been on there because when I had Flint DR, that was the only time BLB was on there too. Because that was the first time the first and only time Flint was on my channel. So BLB, if you said the C3, BLB had already left
this was like in
a few months ago.
March or April
BLB was on there.
because I
Yeah.
flew into Las Vegas with my daughter. Some people say you can go to Las Vegas or you can go to Phoenix and drive to the Grand Canyon. So I said I'll do Las Vegas, which is like it's like a 2 hour drive. And I was like, man, I need something to keep me up because I got there around 11 o'clock. And I was, driving at 11 o'clock at night to the Grand Canyon. And I seen you on, and that thing Flint was talking so crazy. And his craziness kept me up. Like I was, and it was a funny lie. You just letting them go. And I was just like, this is crazy. But y'all was on, and I think I got to my destination like 3 o'clock in the morning almost, and y'all still was going. They probably got off around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, man.
Yeah, it probably was. Like it was already like cock-a-doodle-doo. You already hear like the roosters crowing by the time I was getting off those lives. I was like, oh shoot, that's how I do. I was like, it's morning time. We gotta close up shop.
I used to look at her page after the next day, and it'd be like 6, 7 hours. There used to be a dude that used to host these lives. He used to host these lives, like, and then at some point it'd be everybody else on the live, and he'd be asleep. I forget his name. It was he was cool with yoga for a minute there. I forget his name. But the live run from like 7 at night to like 7 in the morning. And so I'm like, Kyla gotta be asleep on these lives because ain't no way she can stay up that whole time.
Yeah,
doing all this.
she was fading out a minute. She'd go off camera. She'd turn the camera off.
Y'all, I'm gonna go get a midnight snack real quick. They still just be talking and having the conversation. I'm like, y'all keep going.
Yeah, that Jaw said Kayla had these live streams like Jerry Lewis telecoms. NBA 2K League says Josoi.
Hello.
Yeah, but this is, if y'all don't know, everybody knows. This is Kyla's page right here, YouTube. Same thing on Instagram. Like I said, I appreciate you coming through, showing me some love, coming in the clutch. You was at the buzzer, like, bam.
Just from answering all my messages on IG, BLB.
Yes.
And he was like, whoa, where'd you come from? When I had replied back to his message like months later. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. I've been ghost. Send BLB a message too.
Look, I'm gonna say this. There is a set of people that's in that royalty echelons like that you should respond to right away.
You're absolutely right. And you know what? Some people, what has hurt me, and I hope if some of you are in the chat, excuse me, I'm not putting your names out there, but it just made me think, even if you take a break from social media, check up on people, because there's a lot of people that have told me they either had cancer or some type of serious health problem. And I'm like, damn, if I was checking up on you, not everybody, but only, like you said, the people who I usually keep in contact with. Wow, what if something would have happened to that person? All because I didn't reply to a message or just check up on people. It's real. You just never know about people. And I know like there's some people that reached out to me and they were like, I was really worried about you. Like I thought something happened to you because it's not like you not to reply back. And yeah, just my deep apologies, everyone. I really did just take a break away from social media, away from YouTube, everything. And I do that once a year. I've done it before, but not to that extreme where I'm not answering my WhatsApp messages or anything like that, when people are trying to reach out. So my apologies, because I would really be in a deep spot if something happened to BLB or any of you, and just from not replying to a message.
Mhm.
You just never know. So I won't do that again. And I promise, and I'm saying it here right now, I will never do that again. So
We
sorry.
accept your apology. Don't let that ish happen again.
I
Um,
promise I won't.
no, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Mhm.
What during this YouTube thing, from 2020, remember, what's her name? Miss Felicia? That was kind of crazy that, she hops on everybody's and supports. And it's crazy because things happen to these people and you're like, well, what's her name? And you don't really know what's going on.
Exactly.
So I try to tap in every now and again. Like I'll hit some people that was with me from day one. I'll hit them up and say, how you doing once in a while to check on
Mhm.
them, because we really these we chase the subscribers kind of in this YouTube game, right? To get the subscribers and the viewers up. But a lot of people lose track of the fact that every number that ticks, those are people. And those are people that matter just like us. You know what I'm saying? And it's always good to show a little love to the people that follow you and your fans. And that's why I was angry with
Absolutely.
you, Kyla, because I was a fan trying to holler at the star, and the star was ignoring me.
I really apologize
I'm
deep
playing.
from
I'm
my heart.
playing.
I won't do that again, because like I said, a lot of people are going through a lot of things. I wasn't going through anything. It was just a break, focusing on work, on this job and getting
Hmm.
my son together, and then family. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put the social media to the side, and I'm in the States now, which I've been for a while, and just, family, family, family. Put everything else, you know, last. And so, but that doesn't mean you don't answer messages, especially when people are messaging you on WhatsApp. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get back to them. I'm gonna get back, but I have no reason to not respond at all. So,
I have a question for you both,
mhm.
real quick. I know you want to get out of here, brother A. Where, if anywhere you could travel, anywhere in the world, right now, if money was never an issue or time constraints were not an issue, where would you go to right now? Like your bags is packed, you about to leave to go to the airport, you don't have a destination. Where would you go?
Well, if I had to answer that quick question, while Kayla think on that, it kind of goes into what we were speaking about before you got on. Um, a lot of people are really in love with this Latin American. I really like Spain. I thought Spain was, you know, when you're not dealing with pesos, you're dealing with euro. People who deal with euro, they got a different mindset, different mentality. Like they're not really like checking for you like that. When you're in these like Latin countries, like I said, I'm an ATM with a cap on backwards and some legs. She an ATM with a scarf on and some pretty legs and heels or flats or whatever you want, North Coast or South Coast. But that's all they see us as, and that shit gets tiring. The begging gets tiring. So are these places really paradise? When I went to Europe, hey, it was all cool, man. In Spain, you kind of get that. If you into the Latin culture, you kind of get that because that's like the Africa in Spain. Like they got Cubans there, they got Guatemalans, they got Venezuelans there. Whatever pick you like. You like to hang with the Dominicans, you can go to that neighborhood. There's a bunch of Dominicans
Mhm.
there. So I like Spain. How about you?
I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and say Germany. I've lived there for 4 years and I liked it too. I mean, like you said, Travelmatic, that I mean, it's a big Latino culture in Germany also. Lots of Dominicans. I lived in a neighborhood where they had a freaking Dominican barbershop, and that's how I got to know about the culture more.
Wow,
they had a
okay.
Dominican baseball team in Germany. They do. And so, I mean, I don't like the weather. I don't like living anywhere where it's cold. I prefer hot weather year round. But Germany, I mean, it was always something going on in Germany. The people were nice. Nothing wrong if the color. I mean, Europeans love Black people anyway. But yeah, I would have to say Germany. BLB, I would have to say Germany. I would go back to Germany tomorrow if I could, but a hot weather too much to do that at the moment.
How about yourself, boss?
Yeah.
Well, it'd probably be, if I had to leave right now, it'd probably be Japan. Japan's been on my mind for a minute to see Japan, and I watched a video the other day of some people from Sweden visiting Hiroshima, and I would like to. I got some friends over there that I went to college with, so Japan would be it. But I would try to finagle a few countries in between, you know, Taiwan, China, so I can get them Jordans before they released. So,
or Vietnam, you go to Vietnam to get them too for the low. Get them low, Vietnam.
Yeah, get that Gucci before it comes out.
Hey, yeah, you can get that plug in China, man. Hey, it's some money to be made, man. It's some money to be made. I had a little lady a while back on WhatsApp, Chinese lady. But yeah, man, it's a wrap. It's 10:30 p.m.
Wow. I'm on by fast.
Yeah, we started around 8 something. So I don't have the energy for these 6-hour marathon type joints, man.
One night you have to do one.
you got to come back now with one. You got to come back now. Get the whole crew together. Sound the horn. You know, throw the cap up like the dude from Montgomery. They're you know, throw your scarf up in the air. They coming. Say I'm back. We about to do a live because I can only do 2 hours with y'all. I can only do 2 hours, man. But BLB, I appreciate you coming through, boss. Checking in with us, man. Taking time out your family time, man. Mm-hmm. You know how to get in contact with me, man. I got Kyla gave me her number too, but I was winning today, man. I never had Kyla's number and all that stuff, man. You know, I say I'm gonna treat it with respect, and I ain't gonna give it and share it with nobody else. So don't nobody, hey man, yeah, you got Kyla's number, man. Slide me her number. I don't have none of that. It's gonna come your way.
Just wrote it in the chat, so can you post that number for everybody?
You better not.
You're right. I don't want her changing the number, man. She already thinking about deleting her Instagram.
Deleting my Instagram.
She's seen so many penises in there. She was like, man, she thought she was in an orgy, man. She had
crazy out here.
She had to open up her Instagram like this.
She just thought a medical service and be like, listen, you need to check that out. I don't know what that is.
When I look at it, I don't even be observing or be like this. I just be like,
No, I'm gonna shoot this off to Kyla.
Hey, yo,
here. Oh my god.
Yeah, DM look dangerous on Instagram, man. But
dangerous.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the people in the chat. Mitch, yes, sir. Appreciate you coming through, man. This was a good one. And with that, man, we are gone, and I see y'all when I see y'all. Take care. Thanks.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.